Guess who? Hi. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayo. I talk about books, K-dramas, and everything in between. So if you enjoy that, please stay a while and subscribe, like, share. First, I'm going to put timestamps below. So if you don't care for what I'm talking about, I think I'm just gonna title this a review. But anyway, if you don't want to listen to the beginning, you could skip ahead. But first, I've been gone for a bit, I think 2 weeks, and I am so sorry for my unexpected break. I did not actually plan the break, and it's been a very tough couple of weeks for me. I lost my father, and yeah, that is devastating, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I just wanted to tell you why I was missing for a while. We are going to try to get back to a schedule. So I really want to do twice a week. So Tuesday, Fridays. I think that's I want to try to do a regular posting schedule and just to get this channel back on track. And I have some other things I want to talk about. So first of all, so that is what happened, and yeah, I it's too devastating for me to talk about right now. So I will just say it was unexpected for me and it was very devastating, and it is devastating, and grief is not linear, so it's gonna be ups and downs. But yeah, we just have to try to go on. So that's why I'm filming again. Okay, let's talk about what I wanted to rant about. So, I've been on social media and I've seen a couple of things, couple of things, people talking about some things, and I thought that we could apply it to my channel. First, people have been talking about anti-intellectualism and criticism in literature. There's a huge book talk. Actually, if you're not on book talk, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But there was some criticism on people having negative reviews and it affecting authors. And I just want to say I'm a writer. I'm not an author. I haven't published any. Um, I haven't published a book, but I have published some of my stories. Have I? Yeah, I have had a poem in a book published. So yeah. So I just don't know if so I feel like I could talk from both sides. So I understand writers, we are sensitive souls. Our writing is our baby, and when someone comes for my writing, okay, I'm ready to fight. But I also am a literary critic. I have a degree in English language, and I know exactly how important it is for us to criticize the stories and the books that we read. But criticism doesn't have to be negative. No, 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 no. And it doesn't have to be mean, I think. Yeah. So, but I think that we also can't. I hear people say, "Oh, I'm just here for vibes." No, you can't just read books for vibes. I mean, you come into a story, you never come to a story blank. You come with your own experiences, your own feelings, your own life story, and that's what you bring to the story. And that's why we could all read one book and come and take very different things out of it. In fact, you are not reading the same book I am reading because we are just not seeing things the same way, because we are unique. We are each unique in our own experiences and what we bring to a story. And so literary criticism is very, very important. And I just think that we need to slow down. We need to slow things down, slow down how we read, slow down how we interact with text, how we interact with stories. And I think it will just help us be better people. I think in this fast paced age, we forget that really art comes from the quiet, it comes from reflection, it comes from taking time out to really understand what you're reading, you know. And I find that even though I criticize it, don't think that I'm just saying this bashing other people, but I also notice it in myself. If I spend too much time on social media, if I'm always scrolling, I find it hard to read. I find it hard to take the time out to read a book for 7 hours. I mean, sometimes my e-reader says this will take 10 hours, and I'm like, I'm not reading this book. Okay, that's too long. But why is that too long? Because there are 24 hours in a day. I'm not really doing anything. I don't have a job. I don't have anything to do. But 10 hours in a book, too much. 10 hours on social media, though. Oh, I can do that because I'm scrolling and scrolling and I don't think I'm taking 10 hours. But I look at my screen time and I have spent 10 hours from going from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter to Reddit. I'm everywhere. And yeah, but if I had spent that time engaging my mind, wouldn't it be a little bit better? Wouldn't I be a better writer, a better storyteller? I just think that is important, and so I am committing to that on my channel. And I'm not going to try to read books on the surface. I'm going to try to dig deep into stories, and in my reading vlogs, I will still be continuing to reading vlogs, but I want to do a series that I keep telling you guys I want to do. But now I'm really, really committed to doing this series called Rereading the Classics, and I feel like we have so much to learn from the classic writers and their techniques and what made their stories so strong and so impactful and so timeless. And yeah, I will really, really, really love to do that. And so my videos are gonna be longer, and they are gonna be spoiler blogs. So I am you could just read along with me. And I did say that my reason for calling them reading classics, these are classics I read when I was a teenager, or when I was even young, some of them even younger. And I remember how I felt about them. I don't remember much of the story, but I remember what I thought about them, and we want to see if it holds up. And so I that was what I said I was gonna do. But now I think I want to interrogate the text, and so I will be doing much more in-depth look at these classics. So I'll be telling you some of the writing techniques I am looking at in the story, and the the age of the stories, because literature is never in a vacuum. So when we study literature, we study the time, the place they come from, and and how that impacts the storytelling and what the writer is trying to say. Because sometimes some writers are commenting on their age, on what is going on at that in that time period. And so, if you know what exactly is going on in that time period, you understand more what they're trying to tell you. And I think that is very important. And think about how 20 years from now, if our kids are reading our stories, what are they taking out from it? There is something that I hear people say often, and they'll say, "Oh, I don't like that writers put TikTok in the story. I don't like that he wrote Reddit in the story." I think it's fine because it's a time and place. They're like, "Oh, then it wouldn't endure." No, a book, a story is actually better specific, because it forces you to understand the time in which it is set, because you cannot speak about 2020s without talking about TikTok, without talking about Reddit, without talking about Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, and the impact is had, and our social media basically directs our lives. And I feel like when we say those things, and I think we are contradicting ourselves, and we are not letting the story be what it is. So no, people can do whatever, tell whatever story they like. Of course, you can also come at it any way you like. I'm not saying that it's gonna be academic. I'm not gonna bash you by the head with it, blah blah blah. But I think that I'm just gonna be interrogating the stories. And don't get me wrong, we're still gonna be kicking our feet and giggling over here because sometimes I'm just gonna underline a story, a line because I think it's funny, because I think it's beautiful, because that is what makes a story. A story, it doesn't. I remember my lecturer used to say, you cannot be pedantic with your story, and that is it. You can't be pedantic because pedantic. What is what? Pedantic? Is it? I think it's pedantic. I will put actually whatever word I'm trying to say, I'll put it on the screen. But all I'm trying to say is that you can't preach. You can't be preachy. Nobody wants to be bashed over the head with your things. And you'll find stories, even classics that did that and classics that didn't, and why they endured to this time and why we enjoy them. And there's this thing people say, oh, they don't like negative characters. I feel like we are just narrowing the human experience. But literature is about all forms of of the human experience. The bad people, the good people, the criminals. Why are they the way they are? Why are the women the way they are? Why are the stories of people that we haven't been told? What have we been told? And so that is why storytellers are often called the art of history. Because unlike every other, there is no other. I was watching Chimamanda's interview and she was talking about how fiction is so important, because that is the only form of media that where we interrogate everything. Okay, and we don't pass judgment. We interrogate everything. It's actually a lot more important than we think it is. It's not like TV. It's not ephemeral. It's long standing. It's written. It's words. And because it is fictional and we are not trying to adhere to the strict rules that are in non-fiction, it has to be true, it has to be this. In exploring all of that, you get to the truth, because fiction is actually rooted in truth. It's not fantasy. It's fantasy, but it's not fantasy. You get what I mean? It's like, so basically that is what I think we should do with our literature, and that is what I want to try to do with my channel. And so you'll find me doing slowing down stories a bit more, and especially with the tragedy that's happened to me, it's reminding me why we need to slow things down, and what I want to be, the kind of person I want to be, the kind of person I want to show up in the world as, because my dad was an intellectual and he loved stories and he loved writing, and I just yeah, I like to do that. So hopefully you stick around for that. So it's gonna be longer videos, but we're gonna be discussing more things. And if you like that, please stay a while. Please stick around, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I might not start now because I have this going up, and I think I have another one that I already filmed. So, but we are going to be starting with Rudy Nights, and I hope you're excited because I am excited. Drink and vlog. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I still haven't read that book. And you know what? We'll get to it eventually. Eventually we will get to it. But just give me some time. Please be patient with me. But yeah, I want to start my rereading the classics with Audrey Nights. Now, what else do I want to talk about? This is something I got from Bria. If you don't watch Bria, what are you doing? She's such a warm, calm, soothing creator. I love her. I love her vlogs. I think they're so funny. Not funny, fun. They're so fun and so calming and so soothing. And yeah, I just love her personality. And yeah, so she often does this. She puts a wrap up in the middle of vlogs, in videos. And so yeah, so that's what I'm just gonna do next. So the next thing I'm going to do after my long essay is to do my March wrap up. I did not read a lot of books in March because of what has happened and my grief, and I have had a more difficult time reading. So I read 4 books in March, and I'm going to tell you about them. Just a second. So I read First Time Caller, which I actually have a blog about that, and I think I gave this 3 stars. It is about oh yeah, kind of like Sleepless in Seattle. If you watch Sleepless in Seattle, it's something like that. So this kid calls into a radio show, a late night radio show, and says, "My mom needs a love. My mom needs to fall in love. I want her to be happy." And so the host is a man. They got talking. He asked her to put a mom on the line. Yeah, and the mother got talking. The world it went viral. Blah blah blah. They ended up hosting the show together and falling in love. So that's the story. It was boring. I don't like I said, we need to critique stories, but there's no need to be mean. And I'm a writer, and writing takes a lot of work. It wasn't for me, and I liked it partially. I liked what it was trying to be, but it just didn't eat for me. A lot of people really like the story. I'm just not one of them, so no. 3 stars. And another book I read was Told You So. I listened to this on audiobook. It is an Audible original, and I think I told you that I read. No, I listened to what is it? What's the title? It's gone from my mind. But yeah, I listened to something by Leanne Slade that was read by Daisy Edgar Jones and Sam Claflin, and I absolutely loved it. And I decided to look for the author again, and I listened to this Told You So by Leanne Slade. It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one I listened to, and this one, it's about a woman whose life is falling apart. And then she got on, as her best friend is getting married, she got on a plane, and the person next to her was a celebrity psychic, and the woman told her, "You're gonna meet the love of your life at this wedding," because it was a destination wedding. And now you're just gonna listen to the chaos. Listen to the chaos of everything. I gave this 3.5. The point five is for the love declaration, because I love a good love declaration, and I thought it was sweet. So it was a sweet story. Nothing special, but it was great. It was good. And then the third book I read was Six of Crows, and I have a reading blog about this. I will link all the blogs down below in my description. And Six of Crows is about the six misfits who plan the heist. Okay, so they decided to rob a place that is practically impenetrable, and yeah, they like money, so that's why they decided to do it. And watch them go with chaos. It was really nice. I think I gave this 4 stars. Yeah, I really enjoyed Six of Crows. I thought it was a very fun story. I was shocked in some parts. I was gasping. Okay, it was a good story. I enjoyed myself. And yeah, I think you should read Six of Crows. But now number four, I read Crooked Kingdom, and I did not like this one. Okay, I think I gave it 3 stars, but only because I don't even know why I gave it 3 stars. Okay, the 3 stars of this is not the same as the 3 stars of First Time Color. Actually, they were both disappointing to me. So you know what, that tracks. That tracks. To be fair, 3 stars. I think I always hear people say 3 stars is not a bad rating, and I agree. 3 stars is not a bad rating. It's just 3 stars for me is like disappointing, but not 2 stars. 2 stars is like this is not well written. Okay, 2 stars is like now I'm mad. Okay, Crooked Kingdom. Now I'm mad. Yes, because I expected better. I expected more, but also it wasn't that bad. You know, it wasn't like fling this book across the room kind of bad. I think it was okay. So 3 stars. Crooked Kingdom just continues from where we stopped, and if I mention anything else, it will be a spoiler. So it's a duology with Six of Crows. So it's Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and I read them back to back, and after that I couldn't read anymore. So those are the books I read in March. And we're going to try to get back into the swing of things in April, but I can't promise anything. But I can promise that we are going to be reading, and I'm going to be posting. So look forward to more videos from me. Maybe once slowed down, I might be doing longer book reviews and that kind of stuff. So expect that. And then yeah, like I said, twice a week I'm gonna be posting, and let's see how it goes. The vlogs, they'll still be here. They'll still be here. It's just not gonna be as surface level. So I will try to go more in depth in everything I'm saying, and I'll put down my notes and I'll read them. So that is that about that. I think we've done 20 minutes now. This is gonna be a long video. I hope I hope to stick around. I'm sorry. But okay, so we've done the TBR. We've done the wrap up, match wrap up, we've done my long rant or whatever I want to call it. Now let's go to what this video is actually about. It's I wanted to do a review of K-drama that I watched. And look, if anything deserves its own video, its own thing, it's When Life Gives You Tangerines. I am going to talk about When Life Gives You Tangerines. This is a masterpiece. If you know me, if you've been on this channel for a bit, then you know I love K-dramas. I think that they're just like books. They are my friends. They are my calmness. They are who I turn to when life is hard, when life is tough, when life is good. I always turn to a book, and I always turn to a K-drama. And this K-drama just, I am of the opinion that books and K-dramas come to you. You can always stumble on a book or a K-drama at the right time. And this K-drama came at just the right time. It was exactly what I needed. I was on my bed, couldn't get up, grieving, and I heard everybody talking about when life gives you tangerines, and I thought I've got to watch this. So I put it on, and I cried my eyes out. It's I don't want to spoil it. I think you should go into it blind, so I'm not going to tell you what it's about. But it's an exploration of family, of generational trauma, of women. So it follows this four generations. Is it 4 generations or 3 generations? 3 different women from 3 different generations in the same family, and it explores their lives and the lives of the men in their lives and the people in their lives. And look, this is a masterpiece. It's storytelling done well. It was released in 4 volumes, going by the seasons. So spring, summer, autumn, winter, and I think that everybody should watch it. It is incredibly moving, but it's also incredibly real. Such a realistic portrayal of life, because life will come at you. Okay, it will beat you. Life does not give us it does not give us an out, And I remember I was talking to my family members last year, and my younger ones, my cousins, and we're discussing how life is so bittersweet. A year is so long. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, a year is short." Not really. It's long. So many things could happen in a year. You could have the best day of your life and the worst day of your life in a year. Yeah, you could be getting married this year and also lose a parent. You could So many things could happen in a year, and that is life. Okay, it's beautiful, it's devastating, it's all of those things. But even in the midst of it, who are the people that help us get on? I think that this is such uh, uh, a right perspective on life and characters and what people are. Because of course some people are bad, some people are good, but not all of us are going through something. But more than that, this is a story about how this is a story about how the people you surround yourself with matters. You know, how love matters, how affection matters, how everything, how everything about life really is about the people that we go along with on the way. And who are you choosing to be your inner circle? Who are the people that are your people? And how did you feel about you? Are they the kind of people that build you up? Are they the kind of people that tear you down? And it's also exploring. There is something that one of the characters said about how you look, how you live. And I thought that is so poignant, you know. And she's not talking about being poor because it's also about the racial divide. It's also about generations and so we're exploring their personal life in this bigger Korea um, political instability because Korea has a very difficult history, and but on the backdrop of this is this family saga, and that is what the story is. I don't know if you've read Pachinko because I read Pachinko and I have not watched it. I keep meaning to watch it, but I haven't. But this is almost like that. But I would say this is a much kinder story. Pachinko is much grittier. It's gritty and it's a lot less warm. This feels like a warm hug. This feels like a cup of tea on a rainy day. And I live in Ireland, so this might make sense if you live in Ireland. It's the first ray of sun after a long winter. That's what this drama is like. It's so beautiful and it's so comforting. I really thought that it was gonna be devastating, but it was also hopeful. I feel like it helped me grieve. It also helped me smile and be happy for the life that my dad had lived and everything after that, and how it's important, but it's also a cautionary tale and reminding us that life is short and it is on us as kids to our parents. And when I mean kids, I don't mean that we are babies. I mean kids, as in those of us that our parents are aging now, to remember that life is short and the words that you use, and take time out to tell your parents thank you. Tell your parents what you wish you would, what you wish you should have, so that you don't regret it later. So I thought that was it's just a beautiful exploration. Like I said, go into it blind. So I don't want to just give out the whole story. But it's also my very, very, very best depiction of a love story. Apparently, this is loosely based on real life. So the real life love story is even much more beautiful, and I was like, oh no, because I was sobbing for this love story. Look, I need someone to love me like this. Okay, how lucky we'll all be if we loved like the women in this drama were loved. But it's also more than that. Like I said, it's about life, but it also challenges my own view of, because always of the opinion that if it didn't work out, you guys didn't love each other like that. But also, is love enough? There's so much more to love than what we look at it as. Because this one, I will always say, I always say that love is not a feeling, it's an action, it's a choice that we make every day, that we come to every day. And this, nowhere else has it been than in this book, in this drama, about two make kind, warm people and what they make of their lives. And yeah, I hope you watch it. I hope you take time to watch it. It's 16 episodes, so you might feel like it's too long, but I don't think so. I think give it time. Start it. Actually, I watched it in 2 days, but then I was jobless. I was grieving, all of that. But if you need time, take time. It is a bit heavy, and if you start it and it doesn't really click, leave it alone. Because, like I said, I think that dramas and books come to you at the right time. You might not be able to relate now, you might not really want to now, you might not get it now, but give it time. You might later. So this is a love letter to when life gives you tangerines from me. Thank you for just showing me. Thank you for helping me grieve. Thank you for showing me what I deserve. You know, not necessarily in the sense that when I mean what I deserve, I mean, that quote, famous quote from the birds of being a wallflower, we accept the love we think we deserve. And yeah, I think that so often. But more than that, also, more than we accept the love we think we deserve, we attract the love we think we deserve. So sometimes you're just lucky and you stumble on this love so early, and just like this character, and it spans years. So I am grateful that it reminded me that it's possible, because I feel like I was at that point where I was losing hope and I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'm too rigid, maybe I'm too I expect too much. But no, I don't. I mean, this is a real life love story. Okay? Okay? So men, stop telling me how I should be, what I should do, and what our love should look like. Okay, I think that it's okay to be yourself, and the person that appreciate that will come along. And yeah, when life gives you tangerines, will is a testament to that. But it's also a testament, like I said, to parenting, to life, to love, to family, to motherhood. Actually, yes, it is a love letter to motherhood. The mother-daughter relationship is very complex. As a daughter myself, I can say that it is a very complex love, but it's also a very deep, unwavering kind of love. And this drama explores that in its complexities and also in its beauty. And I hope that somehow you watch it and you also find something in it to hold on to. So that is my review of When Life Gives You Tangerines. I Yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm so sorry again for taking such an unexpected break. It was as unexpected for you as it was for me. But I will try to get back to regular scheduled programming. I hope so. I hope so. But like I said, grief is not linear, and some days are gonna be good, some days are gonna be really bad. But yeah, this is you guys have been there for me when all of this has been going on, and I just wanted to be transparent and tell you what is going on. But yeah, we are going to get to reading, and I tell me in the comment section what you've been reading. I was just about to say something and then realized I didn't post that video. So in one of my videos I was talking about how people often do these emojis that they want you to put to comment if you made it to the end. So if you made it to the end of my long video, comment a I'm trying to think. Comment a purple art. Comment a purple art. I love purple, so comment a purple art. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so grateful and I am so thankful that you're here, and I hope you stay. See you next time. Bye.